Hey guys and gals, this is Commander Hunter bringing you another informational video, and this is on the new clan base 2.0. So if y'all have been watching everything going on here, as you notice, the old clan base is now gone, and they have brought you a new one with a lot more perks and benefits than the old one offered. So for instance, this here will eventually total out to 15% discount, for instance, on the dry dock compared to the old one, which was 10% on the various ships that you played. But Wargaming has come out with a great little pictorial, I should say, talking about Naval Base 2.0 and what it brings to the table. And I'm going to kind of go over some things that I find interesting. I felt initially that the oil exchange that we got, because basically it tore down your entire and it gave you the oil back, is so what they said. And I just didn't see it as a correct exchange comparatively on what I had spent. So going over this, I looked it over, and here they actually had a breakdown, which is real nice. And I still don't see it as correct, but it's neither here nor there. But here's what the new base looks like. All right, so let's revise this. As you know, oil is the vital resource for building the clan's bases and procuring these benefits and perks that you get with that. You now get oil for every crate earned. You don't have to open them anymore. Before you had to open them to get the oil. Now, whatever crate you earn, you get your oil. So it can come from your standard crates that you earn every day. It can come from any specialty crates like, Bismarck, Yamamoto. Right now they got the RN crates. Whatever crate you get 10 oil with that crate. So think about that. If you go out and you buy, let's say at Christmas, you buy 5 Christmas crates, you will get 50 oil for those crates. So that's pretty cool. So they've made some new additions here. First of all, they changed this to what they're now calling the Officers Club. Before, it was called the Headquarters, and you could maximize your clan up to 50 personnel at the top range. To do that, it would cost you $120,000 in oil. Okay. With the new, what they're calling Officers Club now, you're getting up to 20% addition of maximum number of players in the clan and the ability to select a particular rating for clan battles. So, in the lieu of the expansion for CB, if you're running 2 teams, an A team and a B team, and your A team, let's say, is at, Storm or Hurricane League or whatever, and the rest of the guys want to run, well, I believe they should have a right to run and be able to partake in that, experience clan battles, as well as reap the benefits and rewards of the steel, copper, etc. And it's only fair if they have that opportunity to do so as well. So now the B team, if they're a squall league, for instance, can still run, and they're not going to affect the A team standing in Storm, Hurricane, or whatever league they get into. If that's your primary competitors on your clan, it will not affect your standing. And that's the one thing some of the guys had a heartburn with, was they were busting their butt to get up to Storm League or whatever, and then the B team would come in and they were newer players and rentals, whatever, and they would knock them back down, and let's say they would come out of Storm League and go back down into Gale League. Well, that's not fair for guys that put forward a lot of work and effort into trying to get up in Hurricane League. So this gives the clan an opportunity to give everybody a fair chance to play in clan battles, to reap the benefits and rewards and gain the experience necessary to become a good, semi-pro, whatever, competitive player, whatever you want to become, and understand the dynamics and the mechanics of clan battle and how different they are from playing random or whatever have you. So this is a huge thing, I think, and it's a very beneficial thing to the clan itself and the members of it. So that's the Officers Club. Now they have the Shipyard, which used to be tier 5, 6, 7, 8. That's all you got, okay? And here they're saying it gave you a total of 10% discount on tier 5 through 8 ships, and that was all you got. Well, now what they're doing is you're getting a 15% discount on all tiers. That's through 1 through 10. That's fantastic, guys. So that means everything you're grinding, you're getting a discount on those ships all the way up to tier 10. So very beneficial. That's a huge perk. And I like where they went with this. Okay, that's a big deal, especially in the higher tiers where they're 15, 18, 20 plus million. That 15% discount adds up real fast. So that's a nice deal. Next is the dry dock. So if you remember the old dry dock, you had the destroyer, the cruiser, blah blah blah, and you got a 10% discount for each one of those. Now the dry dock is, when you fully built up, you get a 15% discount on all tiers, all the way up from 1 through 10, destroyers to carriers. So it costs a little bit more. Like here, the total cost of the dry dock was $18,000 for all the slots. Now it's going to be almost $85,000, but it provides you a much larger level of post-battle service costs. When you're especially running your tier 8, 9, 10, that's the one thing I hear from all my clan members is, damn, it's so expensive, and if I lose money, whatever, it's really expensive to run high tier ships. Well, I get that, and I agree. So if you run with a built up base like this, like right now we're built up pretty nicely to where you're benefiting. We still have a little bit more to get the last slot or two, I think, but you are benefiting from a much lower cost of operations at this point on any of your ships, especially the high tier ones that'll eat you alive. So in lieu of that, if you have this and you run the flag, okay, there's a signal which everybody should be familiar with, and that's right here. Right here. This in your Bravo Tier 3 gives you an additional 10% cost savings on your post-battle service costs. So if you run in your Bravo Tier 3 and your clan has a nicely built up base, then you will save money on tier 10s and 9s, and it won't be as painful when you lose and you go into the hole. You should be more even keel with this new system that they have out. All right, back to this. Sorry, I got sidetracked here with the signals. Okay, so we went through the Officers Club. Dry dock is what we were just talking about. Next is the Research Center. So the old Research Center was French, UK, Soviet, etc., etc., and they gave you 3% per tech tree line, basically, and that was it. And it cost $14,000. Well, the new one gives you 5% off of any tech tree. Okay, it doesn't matter what nation it is. You get an additional 2% off. Okay, and it's everything from tier 1 through 10, and it has a little bit more cost to develop this thing entirely. It's got more slots that you have to build. So you have a total of 6 expansions here, and each one brings another percentage point of XP earned. So for a total of 5% XP on all tier ships. So that's pretty good. As you know, XP is how you grind out your ship, and this will make your grind go a lot faster. Again, they're pushing for, I guess, people to get into clans, because if you're not running in a clan now and you're trying to play higher tier, you're in tier 9s trying to grind out your tier 10s and whatever, that's got to be brutal. I've been in a clan now, I've had my clan going on, almost 2 years, and I don't know that I'd be able to enjoy this game paying the full price, basically, on all this stuff. That would be pretty brutal. So when the new lines came out, when they released the new French line and they released the Pan-Asian DDs, I had all the benefits of having a fully built-up base to enjoy all those discounts, and it made it a little more easier to swallow. Here they have an example of what your savings are, whatever, etc., and what it does for you and your benefits. It's kind of nice. Again, it's in your news, so everybody can go see this. The roster column's the same thing. It doesn't cost anything now. It just has your clan achievements put up there. Now, here's the 2 new ones. You have your steel port and your cold port. I'm going to start with the cold port because I believe this is more beneficial immediately. When you have all 3 expansion slots, you get an additional 10% coal that you received. So that can be pretty big. If you get 500 coal in something, that's an extra 50. Do that a few times, here and there throughout the week. All of a sudden you got an extra couple hundred coal, and that adds up really fast. Now this on the steel port is really expensive to build this up. It'll end up giving you 10% on steel after you spend over $250,000 in oil to build it up. The very first slot already cost $60,000 versus, like, if you look here, it's $4,000 and $20,000. So I can put the first 2 slots in my coal port, and I still can't even touch this because it's $24,000 and $60,000. I guess they're really proud of their steel. The point is, steel is a much rarer commodity to acquire. You can only get it certain ways. You can't get it in containers every day like you do coal or whatever. Nothing. You can only get it in clan battles. You can get some of it in ranked up when you get up there, and that's it. So steel is a very difficult thing and very rare, so to speak, overall. So this is not immediately beneficial to the clan. I believe it's beneficial to get your coal built up. So my coal port is fully built. I have all 3 expansions, so we are enjoying a 10% increase in our coal revenue per person, anybody that's in the clan. All the rest of these are pretty much built up. There's a couple I need to get the last slots or 2 expansions on them, but for the most part, we're pretty built up. Now, the Design Bureau and Academy is also new. The Design Bureau gives you free XP. So when you get all your expansions on it, you end up getting an additional 25% free XP per battle. That's huge again. So, if you're running and you get a few hundred, if you're running flags and premium and whatever, I have had it where I've gotten, I think, like 1,000, 1,500 or whatever free XP, no problem, especially if I'm running a premium like the Missouri. But let's say you're running the flags, premium, whatever, and you run a good game and you win and you get like 1,500 free XP. Well, that's an extra 375 XP you get there. Well, that adds up pretty quick, man. 375 and 375 and 250 and an extra, few thousand a week or a day, depending how much you play, will add up real fast for you. Free XP, again, if you don't know, can be used on anything, to research ships, to level up captains, uh, mods, as in modules, whatever it is, you can use free XP on. So that's a pretty good commodity to have built up. And of course, you have your premiums now that are being bought for free XP only. So like the Musashi, the Nelson, whatever have you, those are free XP ships. And this will help you get up there faster. The other really nice one is the Academy. And this is going to help you level up your captains. So by the time you're done, you get an additional 10% commander XP when it's all said and done. And that's pretty strong, and it's actually a pretty cheap one to build up. It's only all 5 expansion slots only cost you 33,000 oil, so that's actually a really good one. And as y'all know, grinding out that 19-point captain is important, and it's difficult at some point, especially the last couple points. So this will help a lot in getting your captains leveled up faster and enjoying the benefits of that. So again, they have another example for you as far as everything goes. So at this point, to completely build up this new Naval Base 2.0, you're going to need a total of over 782,000 oil. So that's going to take quite a bit. Now, my Officers Club is built up minus the last expansion slot, so it's going to be a lot cheaper for us. And we have most of the stuff anyways. And that's if you've already had like your old base built up. Now, if you're starting from scratch, this is what it's going to cost you. Okay, so it's going to cost quite a bit of oil, and over the course of the lifetime, that's going to take a while for you to get there. But you reap a lot more benefits and rewards from this expansion that they've done, and I believe they're worthwhile. I think they're a little pricey as far as what they're charging per oil, especially for the steel port. To me, is absolutely ridiculous, because it's not like we're getting steel every day in a crate or something like you are coal. And to me, that's just retarded. I disagree with some of the stuff, flat out. Okay, so whether y'all agree or disagree, that's for you to do. But I'm telling you, I disagree, and I think the way they're charging for this is absolutely ridiculous. The fact that the very first slot is 60,000. Let me show you. 4,000 for here. Okay, we're talking slot ones. Okay, slot 1, 2,000. Slot 1, 100. Okay, for 60,000, I can totally build up the research center and I have 5,000 oil left over. That's how ridiculous that steel port is. Okay, I just don't agree with this. But anyways, that's the major thing. Here's the other nice thing. It kind of shows you a graph of leveling up your clan. If I'm having any clan commanders, DCs, as in WDs watching, this kind of gives you an idea as to what happens. So if you're, let's say, like we are a level 8 and ready to be a level 9 clan, if you recruit somebody new, it's going to take 80 oil before they can reap the rewards of your naval base. So as they're playing, if they haven't reached 80, then they're not getting any rewards yet. Okay, I don't know if that's something you need to explain up front. I make sure I do, so none of these guys understand, because I preach the benefits and perks of our clan, especially when it's a fully built up base. But also let them know, hey man, after you reach your first 70 or 80 barrels, whatever it was, then that's when you start reaping those rewards. And I feel that's important to disclose. So disclosure is everything. So there's 12 levels that you can get up to. Like I said, we're getting ready to hit level 9, and to reach that level it totally costs 191.3 to reach it fully. And then of course level 12 is like super expensive. the point here that I'm trying to discuss and show is everything has its benefits. Now, as far as what this does, I'm not quite sure that the level has anything to do with the effect of the clan base at this point. I'm assuming down the road that this is going to have some kind of an impact on something. Okay, it's going to. There's a reason it's there. Okay, so now we understand that they will put something in place and then expand on it down the road. Well, this is kind of one of those things. So right now we have 11,135 oil left till we hit level 9. It will be a level 9 clan. That's my clan. I actually have built up already 2,800 and change in oil, building up towards the purchase of my next expansion on this. But this is how you slide around. You kind of hold and click your mouse button and left mouse button, and you can move it around. It's much bigger than what the old one was. But it starts over here. This is your steel port. If you left click on it and open it, you can kind of see what it does. You can just put your mouse over it and it'll explain to you expansion 1 does this, costs this much. Expansion 2 does this. Like this one, it costs 90,000 oil after you've built expansion 1. I think gives you an additional 2%. And then of course the final slot costs 120,000 and gives you an additional 3%. So it just I I have a hard time digesting that. But that's the steel. Now here's the coal port. Like I said, I believe this one is one of the most important ones because coal has become a major form of currency in this game and a big resource. And this is how you build them up. The commander or DC assigned to do this will click on this and they'll purchase it. Okay. This one's fully built up and we are enjoying a full 10% on the coal. And I'll try to find one here. Here we go. So here's the dry dock. I have 4 out of the 6 slots. And right now we're receiving 10% for all tier ships, whether it's 1, 10, 9, doesn't matter. The last slot will add, the last 2 will add 2%. And then this last one here will add 3 for a total of 15 post-battle savings. Okay, 15%. So these will bring another one. So the next slot for me is going to cost 20,000 oil, and the final slot will be another 50. So I need another 70,000 to fully finish the dry dock and get the full 15%. But we have it now to where we're at least earning 10%, which is what we were doing with the old base. This also goes for the shipyard, which is your discount for researching ships, and it's actually already more because it used to be only 10%, and now I'm getting 12. And then by the time we get done here, of course, it'll be 15% again. The last 2 slots are 10,000 and 20,000 respectively, and that'll be worth it to get that big discount on grinding out ships. That's an idea of what this looks like in here, and I thought y'all would be interested in seeing it, including the new stuff in here. And if you have any questions or you're not completely clarified anything, or you want to see something else or have an explanation, I'll be happy to make a video upon request. I do requests. I've actually made one on the Aslan's module as a request of one of my viewers, and I'll be happy to create one of those for you. Again, thank you for watching my video, and please subscribe to my channel. Y'all have a wonderful day and happy hunting.